Greetings, you are listening to Change Radio News. Today is Friday, the 7th of November, 2025. The news read by Olive Rushidzo. And here are the headlines. Mohadi's son linked to Mazowe. Sikhala detained in South Africa. And Ibechu Likazulu spokesperson resigns over 2030 term extension allegations. And now for the news in detail. And now for the news in detail. At least 21 families were left homeless after being evicted from Arnold Farm in Mazowe, Mashonaland Central on Monday. The eviction reportedly involves individuals linked to senior political figures, including Vice President Kembo Mohadi's son, Mafe Nyadira. The affected families, including children, are sleeping in the open without state assistance despite the onset of the rainy season. Human rights observers say the incident highlights ongoing disputes over land ownership and raises concerns about the treatment of vulnerable communities. National Democratic Working Group chairperson Job Sikhala has been detained in South Africa after a routine stop in Pretoria turned into an arrest. Police reportedly found what they described as explosives in his vehicle. Activist Jacob Ngarivume said Sikhala's wife reported that during a meeting, one of his hosts briefly accessed the car before the arrest. Lawyers from Zimbabwe and South Africa have been dispatched to assist him. The arrest has sparked claims that the Zimbabwean government is using regional networks to target opponents amid tensions over the disputed 2030 agenda. NDWG members told Change Radio they are following the matter closely. Change Radio spoke to National Democratic Working Group National Deputy Spokesperson Silenkosi Moyo. This is what she said.
Good afternoon, Mr. Mazowe and your listeners from Change Radio. My name is Silenkosi Moyo. The National Deputy Spokesperson of the National Democratic Working Group led by Mr. Job Sikhala. It is with a sad heart to receive the news that our leader, Mr. Job Sikhala, has been arrested in South Africa, Pretoria. I hope everyone has seen the news. And at this moment, we cannot comment further on what really has transpired. But all what I can say, I can confirm that the rumors and the news, what you saw is true. He's indeed been arrested and he's detained in Pretoria. And our lawyers and our legal team from South Africa and the ones from Zimbabwe have been dispatched to go and see what is happening. Thank you very much.
Gifford Sibanda, spokesperson for the pressure group Ibechu Likazulu, has resigned following revelations that the organization's Secretary General, Mbuso Fuzwayo, is allegedly collaborating with ZANU-PF to support President Emmerson Mnangagwa's 2030 term extension plan. The group, once known for its strong opposition to ZANU-PF, is now listed as a second applicant in a constitutional court case said to be disguised as a challenge to the 2030 plan, but allegedly intended to legitimize the extension. Men claiming to be state security agents allegedly kidnapped Elisel Masaraure, nephew of unionist Obed Masarore, on Thursday. The suspects, reportedly driving a Nissan Note with covered registration plates, also abducted Masaraore's neighbor, Leni Sabiti, around 16:30 on the same day. The men claimed to be the officers from the Criminal Investigation Department, but did not present any identification. Let's hear more from him. My apologies, we are not getting sound from that clip from Obet Masaraure.
Yeah, we gathered that information where we were told that there were people who were looking for us in our communities, and they presented themselves. As CID officials, but never produced any form of identification. And in the process, they managed really to really to even take some property. Went on even to kidnap um, my nephew and another neighbor from that particular community. And when this was done, the intention was to try to extract information on my whereabouts. I think I'm known to be in Zimbabwe here, and we are busy with these rains that have come through, preparing for the rain season. As a nation, we want to produce a good harvest, and we are surprised when people are looking at us when we are trying to produce for our nation. If the Zimbabwean state really is looking for me, we would think they would know no bad thing. My phone number is even in the hands of the police officers themselves. So they should be able to call me at any time of the day, and I will be able to report at the end of the day. But if this is in any way linked to other political programs, like my political opinions, those opinions do not change. So, for example, I am against the 23rd agenda. I don't want Emerson Mnangagwa to remain in power beyond what is constitutionally stipulated, which is the 2028, where we should have elections. Those views are undiluted, and they come from the views of a collective. That collective of involves teachers, working people, peasants, among others. So we stand with that view, which is informed by the need to ensure that the constitution is respected and the masses have their voice in how they are governed. That way we can deal with poverty and ensure that we bring better living conditions for people.
Emerson Mnangagwa has proclaimed a by-election for Nkulumani constituency in Bulawayo following the death of CCC legislator Desire Moyo in a car accident last month along the Gweru-Bulawayo highway. The proclamation, issued under Statutory Instrument 169A of 2025, comes after Speaker of Parliament Jacob Mudenda notified Mnangagwa of the vacancy. The Nkulumani by-election is once again expected to test the credibility of CCC's self-proclaimed leader Sengenzo Chabangu and MDC leader Douglas Monzora, who have faced the criticism for failing to contest previous by-elections, a move analysts say has strengthened ZANU-PF's dominance in parliament. Southern African Development Community, SADC, is set to hold an emergency summit this weekend to discuss unfolding events in the region. Political analysts say the move has surprised many, noting that some member states have been accused of human rights abuses and election irregularities themselves. Critics argue the summit could be an attempt to protect the status quo at the expense of civil liberties. The meeting will also address Madagascar's unexpected withdrawal from its annual rotating chairmanship. South Africa is set to take interim leadership in line with SADC treaty provisions. The rapid construction of Westprop Holdings' Pomona Flats project in Harare has reignited debate over Zimbabwe's growing housing inequality. Critics say such luxury developments highlight the gap between the elite and the ordinary citizens struggling with inflation, low wages, and housing. While Westprop promotes Pomona City as a model of urban progress, analysts argue the government's silence and lack of clear housing policy have left many Zimbabweans priced out of home ownership. Observers say the project showcases what investment can achieve, but also underscores what remains out of reach for most citizens. Harare City Council has entered partnership with the Swiss government to upgrade the city's collapsing healthcare facilities. The project will see Mavuku Polyclinic expanded to over 24-hour casualty services and improved diagnostic equipment. The development comes amid chronic underfunding and corruption in Zimbabwe, which has left many clinics struggling to promote basic care. Analysts say while the Swiss support is commendable, it also highlights government failure to adequately fund critical public health services. Harare Mayor Jacob Mafume has linked the city's image to its economic future, saying a clean and orderly city is key to attracting international investors. In a recent address, Mafume warned that the city will enforce hygiene standards, including monitoring personal cleanliness and vehicle cleanliness. His remarks have drawn criticism from residents who say the city should focus on urgent issues like water supply and cleaning the central business district before targeting cars. Harare magistrate Lisa Mtendereki has issued a warrant of arrest for Robert Mugabe Jr. after he failed to appear for his trial on charges of possession of dangerous drugs. The court called him 3 times, but Mugabe, aged 33, was absent. He is currently out on bail for $. And in news from local communities, as Bulawayo's water crisis deepens, has explained delays in completing major projects like Kundri and Gwai Shangani dams. Masuka said the holdups are due to a shift in strategy to develop the dams as a multi-purpose economic asset for electricity generation and irrigation. Not residents, however, described the explanation as disingenuous, saying they have long suffered under unfulfilled promises from the government. Residents of Glenview Wards 30 and 32, together with Zimrites, have presented a petition signed by 850 people to the city of Harare demanding better service delivery. The petition highlights poor sanitation caused by persistent sewer blockages. It was handed to Mayor Jacob Mafume by Zimrites representatives Sarah Njanji, Augustine Chonyera, and Joylene Nyachuru. Joylene Nyachuru told Change Radio that residents are frustrated with the ongoing neglect and want urgent action. A road accident occurred yesterday afternoon near Pamagetsi in Kambuzuma on the Harare-Bulawayo Highway. According to the Zimbabwe Republic Police, A bus carrying 55 passengers veered off the road with 6 people injured and taken to Paririnyatwa Hospital. Emergency teams rushed to the scene, but the exact cause of the crash is still under investigation. Eyewitnesses say may have contributed to the accident. Authorities say further details will be released as the investigation continues. Let's hear narrating what they saw.
Saka time yatanga mvura pambatori murumanga akamira apa akatori pawheelchair. Saka moyo wangu wangorwadza ndakuda rega ndimbatsire bhozi akatonaiwa akatopusha wheelchair yake. Saka panangoenda vatanga kutoti tomupusha. Saka ndatopusha wheelchair yake vakamira apa. Ndopananzwa maemergency break achibatswa. Ndopatatarisa kwamba nerori ranga ribva uku. Ndoramukata ndibvaranomira. Saka time yaranomira uku bhazi ranga richiswedza ratobvara rodi kurubuka mira ndovatatanga kutobudisa vanhu 1-1 but pakubudisa vanhu kwanga achiita vanhu vakuwara papana conduct anga akadzvanya bhozi ratosweva naconduct anga atozvanywa miri wese saka tatongotida kuda kutomusumudza kundakei musumudza ndopatazotora jega ndobva tatojega conduct atatombusa ndobva tamisa paside. So, ndo maitikira aitika zvikuru. Ndo maitikira aita
saka muri kuti webhazi ndiye aita zvekukatwa.
Akati. Ngatiripo takatarisa zvinhu zvese zvachiita. Ndo bhazi atokatwa nerori. Ratomira pende munhu wacho rori atobuda ndobva atongotaura rafu ndobva atosumudza rori rake ndobva aenda akatombomira.
Makwanisa kuzivawo here kuti rori rinogona kunge riri rekambani ipi?
Hatina kumbosvitsa zvakawanda bhozi tachitoonyaokuodzesera nevanhu vanga vachitoti vakuwara apa titobudisa vanhu verori hatina kutombozvitarisa bhozi vanhu upenyu hwevanhu ndowangwavakosha ndowangachotati. So panogona kuzobuda nyaya dzakawanda but isusu tatiripo tisaona dhiraivha akati. Saka patiraime kuda kutozezekuti dai ada kutoramba achienda pamwe dai atonorova rori pamwe dai atouraisa but zvaatoita izvozvizvo ndoisa maemergency plus nemvura yanaya ndoatozoita kuti bhazi riswei.
Saka mungaita ruzivo rwekuti makuwara vanhu vakaita sei kana kuti mashaika vanhu vakaita sei?
Vanhu vakuwara vakawanda but tingatoti vanhu vashoma vatobuda vakwanisa kubuda vega. Namba yacho inogona kusvika kumatei but vanhu vatokuwara ndo vakawanda plus kukuwara kwemunhu unogona kusakuona panguva iyoyo. Unogona kutozozvidiscover later kuti ndatokuwara because patime inoitika zvinhu kukuwara unyatsoziva kuti wakuwara but kukuwara kwemunhu unozozviona later.
Seven people are feared trapped in Zimbabwe Midlands province. Rescue operations are reportedly underway, but authorities, including the Zimbabwe Republic Police and mine officials, have not yet confirmed the incident. In international news, Sudan's paramilitary Rapid Support Forces RSF has agreed to a United States proposed humanitarian ceasefire, the group said on Thursday. The RSF seized the city of El Fasher in western Darfur, where an 18-month siege blocked aid and caused famine conditions, according to the United Nations reports. Sudan's military-led government has not yet responded. The RSF faces international criticism over alleged mass killings, which it denies, though it admits some violations by individuals. And finally, in sports news, former Warriors captain Willard Katsande has criticized ZIFA for appointing Marian Marinika as Zimbabwe's national team coach. Katsande said Stuart Baxter, with his experience and understanding of African football, would have been the logical choice. His remarks reflect growing frustration amongst fans and veterans who accuse ZIFA of political interference and poor decision-making. ZIFA President Nqobile Magwizi defended the appointment as a strategic decision. To end the news bulletin, here are the headlines once again. Of families in Mazowe, Sikhala detained in South Africa, and Ibechu Likazulu spokesperson resigns over 2030 term extension allegations. This concludes our bulletin for today. Thank you for listening. From myself, Olive, and the entire team at Change Radio, have a blessed weekend.